We are here, and it is our final thoughts for Austin, Texas, Misfits number 3. I wanted to bring Sensei on because 2 brains are better than 1. Just ask your girl. So let's talk about final predictions for this card. What goes down on the night of fights? Misfits and the zone number 3. Let's go. DK Money and King Kenny.
So yeah, you go first. Tell me who you got.
So yeah, man, obviously, you know, Kenny is the favorite here, right? It's pretty obvious that Kenny is getting better and better at a rapid pace. Like, you can speak to it. The way he was in the temper fight to when he fought you was a different person.
For sure.
Completely. And as much as you guys thought you pulled a slick one on me last night, all right?
No, we did, dude. We had his heart bumping, dude.
All right.
Out his chest.
What I did see there was, in the interview with Kenny, was a guy that was calm, he was ready. But it's one of those things where he is willing and ready now to unload shots. Something he hadn't did against you, something he didn't really get the chance to do against Temper. Really have that star-making, like, big-time power performance. That's what I see out of him. DK, it's tough. We don't know a ton about him. He got headbutted in this last fight, like 30 seconds in. And he did have another fight, but he's a really good gym over at Tengoose in LA. Maybe you could possibly see him creating something. He's a southpaw, tricky. But Kenny's seen southpaws, so I'm going to say Kenny wins. I'm going to say Kenny wins a decision here. Because I would like to see Kenny go out and really just nail him to the canvas.
So what you're saying is, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, not so what you're saying.
Kenny walks in right now.
What did you say? Here I go again. Here we go. No, I think Kenny is going to show boxing. He's going to show the levels he's gained. But just, again, being in there with a southpaw, being in there with a guy that you don't have a lot of film on, it's always tough to land that one. And he shouldn't go in there looking for it. I think it's a clean boxing display, and I think he probably sweeps DK. Maybe like a 3-1 win, but I can see a 4-0.
I can see that, but I will say this. You just had, he fought with me, he fought Temper. Difficult fights, right? But like difficult on paper as well. So these are the fights to watch out for, because you may accidentally overlook.
Not even trying to, just subconsciously, because it's not Sensei. It's
You're like,
not,
dude, I just fought Sensei. I did this, right? I fought Temper. You know, I've been improving. This is my time. Like, the stars are aligned. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, okay, this guy doesn't have anything for me. And all it takes is one for it to shift, and all of a sudden you can get frustrated, and you get a little desperate. You know, we saw like almost like Anderson Silva, Jake Paul type vibe in terms of you can accidentally overlook somebody. And DK is a bit of a sleeper.
Quiet confidence in that guy.
Quiet confidence, and he has some skill. You know what I'm saying? So he's not terrible. It's still a tough opponent. I mean, Kenny did say that he still respects him in terms of his boxing abilities. Not going to overlook. But that's, to me, the dark horse. And I said this before, but DK's a different style, whereas me and Tommy are much more technical. We like the range game, and that's Kenny's strength. If DK finds a way to make it ugly, to make it a fight. And I will say Kenny's good at avoiding that. He's good at that. He's good at avoiding to making a fight, making it a boxing match. But if DK can make it ugly, he can make. I think he can make it interesting. That's the one. That's the little X factor that I see. Like, everything's leaning one way, but it's almost me and Kenny in reverse. Where I was like, it's on paper. He's gonna wash him, you know what I mean, right away. But it's like, there's some things here that can make it interesting.
It's always that phrase, you know, the fight becomes hard when you thought it was going to be easier than it was. Like, that's when the fight becomes hard. When you thought it was an easy fight and things become harder than you thought it would be, that's when you're in trouble, right? So for Kenny, obviously you can't get snuck up on here, and whatever DK's bringing, he has to be prepared for. I just see Kenny's skill, his ability to, like you said, withstand guys that are highly talented. Without the big shot, without the big wild throw, I think Kenny gets it done here. But you saying Kenny? Are you saying Kenny close? Kenny ugly?
I'm saying you said Kenny decision, right? Yeah.
I know it brings back memories, but just try to get through. But before we get into our picks, I want to give you guys a chance to make picks of your own thanks to the sponsor of today's video,
MyBookie. That's right, guys, mybookie.ag. It's the spot to be for all of your sports betting needs, not just fights, not just boxing, MMA, but football, basketball regular season, hockey, whatever you want, you can get it at mybookie.ag, and use code WADE when you sign up for up to $1,000 in deposit match bonuses. We got UFC cards coming up. They just announced Tank and Ryan Garcia early next year. Tyson Fury coming up in December. The fights you want, the place to be, it's mybookie.ag. And one more reminder, guys, if you are going to gamble, it is your own money. Please do so responsibly. Thank you to MyBookie for sponsoring this video. Use code WADE when you sign up for up to $1,000 in deposit match bonuses. Now, let's get back to those picks.
Then we get the big boys, son.
Dude.
Heavies. Greg Hardy, Hasim Rahman Jr. On stage today, Greg Hardy looked like such a big individual. His arm was bigger than my quads. It was
massive.
Dude. So that fight's interesting because, listen, Hasim Rahman Jr., we know this by now. Misfit is putting a lot behind him. They want him to be the guy over here in the heavyweight division, and they want him to be a world champ. They want him to be the guy from the crossover scene that grabs a belt, right? And he said this, he wants to be a Bridgerweight champ. But Greg Hardy is a guy that's interesting to watch. He's big, powerful, can crack, he's fast, he's an NFL lineman, or was at one point. So
it's a guy you don't want to fight.
It's a tough fight because you just, one, you don't know what you're getting. Two, he's so strong, a little feint and a right hand off nothing can put you down.
Breeze by.
Just easy. So for me, this is how it goes. The first round's gonna be crucial.
It's so crucial. The early, that's everything.
Yeah, you have to.
Everything.
If you've watched Greg Hardy fight, and I know it's been in MMA, but if you watch him fight, he is a sprinter. So when he throws, it's high. Like everything is fast switch, boom, boom, big fast stuff. But the more output that comes out, the less that starts to be a problem. It starts to fade very quickly. So if you're Rahman, those early rounds are going to be important, right? Being able to be on your bike, being able to stick his jab, and Rahman loves his jab. Out of both stances, he loves it.
Yeah.
I'll say this: it's a more dangerous fight than people are thinking.
From Vitor, then all of a sudden Greg Hardy,
300 pounds. He's a legitimate 300. It's a more dangerous fight than people are thinking, just because Greg hasn't boxed for a long time yet. But I will say, if we're looking at it stylistically, this is a good match for Rahman to do what he does best, right? To work his jab, to be able to stay on the outside and bank shots. Don't get into trouble. Stay on your bike early. And I think 4 rounds, we could see a stoppage, but I'm going to go decision. I know it's heavyweights and no one likes to hear that, but I just think Rahman's style for this fight, a bigger guy, walks away with a decision.
Yeah, man. If Rahman wants to win this fight, I think he has to try to go for a decision.
Yeah.
And then if a stoppage happens late,
that's fine.
It works.
Exactly.
The one thing that concerns me is like Hasim's style.
Yeah.
This is a terrible style matchup for, I think, Hasim.
Because of how big he is, because of how big
and Hasim has been a slow starter.
That's the thing.
We haven't seen his approach.
He's been talking about that too. He's been like, listen, 4 rounds, I don't have to, because he's a big feel-out guy. He wants to feel out his opponent. So he's been, this is just his words. He's been like, listen, it's 4 rounds, I don't have to go feel nobody out. Let's just go do it. I love to hear that stuff, but you're right. Over some of his fights, it has been that feeling out process.
You can see he's been available. Yeah. Right, his hands are super low. He's looking to trade. He'll lean back and he's like, he stays both feet in the canvas.
That's worrying.
Looking to land. And that reach, if you get into like a trade situation.
Hardy's got a reach, brother.
Right. And Hardy's a dude that's getting fast. I think deceivingly fast.
He's very fast.
You know what I'm saying?
He's crazy quick.
So if you're like Hasim and you come out trying to land that jab and you think you're going to be good, like smooth, like ooh, boom, boom. And Hardy just jumps on you. All it takes is one. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know if, and maybe I'm reading into Hasim's demeanor because he just seems like smooth and relaxed. And I'm like, dude, you better be
switched on. Ready to go.
You gotta be moving, dude. Because and the thing is, heavyweights don't typically fight like that. You know, as a heavyweight, you're like, okay, you can be smooth because you know you have that rocket in there.
Yeah.
So if someone comes forward, you can do that. You're usually not taking this approach.
Sprinter, though, man.
Yeah, you're not taking that. Usually, heavyweights don't take that approach where they have to stick and move and stay on the outside.
Yeah.
That's not really most heavyweights. So he has to do something that, to me, is out of the ordinary. You know, but he's a boxer, so he's got to be able to do that. Because I mean, I don't know. I guess unless I just don't know, but we know Hardy
fast,
and he's been training. And he's been training with
My question would be, how long has he been with Shannon?
Yeah, how long has he been with Shannon?
Yeah.
Because Shannon, for Greg Hardy, that's the perfect match. That's the perfect blend.
It accentuates his style perfectly.
Perfectly to set up those kind of shots. So I think this is going to be up to Hasim and how he decides to approach this. And if he's not perfect early,
that's what I'm saying. That first round's important. It's so important because if Hardy gets out and jumps on him, I could see it turning very bad for Hasim. But if he's able to withstand, how much does, and it's only a 4-round fight, but how much does Hardy put into that first round to try to just go crazy? Because we have to judge what we've seen from Greg Hardy.
Electric, dude. Yeah. That first.
I'm saying Hasim in a decision because I think both guys get a little, like Hasim maybe is a little slower to start. I think Greg gets a little tired, and Hasim takes over 2, 3, and 4.
But I'll take since you're taking him, I'm gonna take Hardy.
Take Hardy.
Early KO.
Stoppage, yeah.
And that'll be our bet.
Oof, that'll be our bet. All right, main event time. Waleed Sharks, Dean the Great. I'm gonna say this. Waleed has actual amateur experience, Golden Gloves experience.
Yep.
Dean has street experience as well as some, smoker experience and fighting people in other gyms and doing a lot of spars. It's so hard to call this thing, man, because we only have seen each guy really in front of a big crowd, in front of that kind of environment once.
Yeah.
We saw Waleed with Adam. We saw Dean with Evil Hero. Out of those two performances, I thought Waleed's was the one that you kind of take more away from because Adam is who he is.
Correct.
But Dean also had he dropped Evil Hero once, did his thing there. I'm going to say this one's a toss-up, man. Like, I truly don't know. It's hard to lean one way or the other because it's so similar. And it's only a 4-round fight, so they're just, at 20, what is he, 20, 35, they're just going. Yeah. Just continuous. I'm going to say Dean has gotten Waleed wound up heavy.
Yeah.
Wound him up to a degree that maybe that affects this. Dean is available in some exchanges. Evil Hero caught him.
He did get tagged a little bit by Evil Hero.
It's going to be interesting. I think Waleed probably has the better start to the fight.
Yeah.
I think he comes out on fire. I think Dean, if he's going to win this thing, takes over in that second, third, and fourth. And really, someone's going to have to dig deep. I don't think anybody's getting put away here. I think we're going for a barn burner. It's going to be a war. I'm going to lean to Dean. I think Dean gets it done here. I think he gets it done, and he's going to have to summon something. Both guys summon something that we haven't seen. And that's the hard part about predicting this is both guys are going to have to summon because they're both stylistically good. They both can throw. They're both fast. Defensively, Waleed looks to protect himself a little more, but Dean also goes for it a little more. So I'm going to lean to Dean. Give me a decision. Close, but I think Dean gets it.
Yeah, this has decision written all over it because they're so similar styles, and again, they're smaller fighters.
Yeah.
But Waleed he does have the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, he has
Gold gloves,
actual amateur experience.
Yeah.
But something about Dean, he has that X factor.
Based
off what I've seen too, it seems like Dean puts more in his shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He sits down a lot more. And when it comes to power, he may look to really crack and land one and take some risks. So I feel like Dean is gonna win via stoppage. I'm as a happy punch captain here. There you go.
For my boy, that's what I'm reaching for because I think he's gonna look for it, but he has the skill set to do it.
Yeah.
So instead of just playing it safe, and the Evil Hero he got caught, but I think it was because he knew he was just gonna walk right through him.
Just trying to,
So I think we get a super locked in Dean, and like you said, the emotional part. Mm-hmm. Dean has that. He understands boxing, and he's hyping it up, and he sees that he's emotional, but he knows that it's a part of the show, and he's gonna be locked in, and he may have a plan for it. Whereas Waleed is just
he's wound
up tight, and I think Dean's gonna maybe a pull right hand or something like that, a little check left hook or something like that, one of those type of
He does love his left hook too.
And he may get him going in it. I think Dean has the mental edge, and I think he may use that.
There it is, man.
One for the main event.
Main event, the captain of Happy Punch picking his guy,
El
Dean.
Capitan.
El Capitan. We are done here, folks. In the comments below, let us know, who are you picking to win? What's your fight of the night? Who's your fighter performance of the night? And also, let us know what the bet is Yes. We don't know, but we're going to find out. We will see you Saturday, probably with a post-fight breakdown right away after. So, for Sensei, for the W.A.D.E concept, we'll see you next time.